DDR Appendix. I'm not dancing these because they're on PS1, so the timing's kind of off when you play on console. So I was just like, I prefer to just button press them, and they're kind of extensions from Third Mix. I guess I could look at the years. 98, 99, 98, 99, 98, 2000. So okay, I guess they are extensions of Second Mix. But again, oh yeah. So it says here second or third mix, yeah. Second, third remix, it says. But yeah, I mean, I think they're better than third mix in the sense that you can read the arrows just a little bit better because they didn't have that in second mix. But yeah, oh yeah, it was fun. EVO Japan. Of course, I'm sure you heard of all the backlash, and it is true. The side tournaments were ran better than the normal tournaments, and like the way they were running brackets was not up to like typical EVO standard. At least they had DLC going. So I played King of Fighters and Guilty Gear Strive. I DQ'd myself in Tekken 7. I didn't bother because it was cutting into my IKO point. I didn't want to go running around and the crowd of people that was there. But as you may have heard, yeah, one bracket runner was running two pools at the same time on two separate stations, but they weren't DQing soon enough, nor were they calling matches soon enough. So okay, take for example my King of Fighters pool. They actually got everything up to winners finals, but they didn't run the match because I lost to I think I got a bye first game. And then I had to face, what's his name, first round. Well, I guess technically second round. Tamago. I had to face Tamago from Mexico. Good player, uses Benimaru, and a couple others. I did take off his Benimaru on the second game, and he was hard. And then I beat someone in losers. He advanced further into bracket and played another Mexico player, but they didn't play each other. The bracket runner wanted to run through losers. I don't know what he did with their match, but when he could have ran it, he didn't. I'm not sure if he was saving it for stream or something, but like only a portion of the players that were there actually knew anything about fighting games. Though the girl that was running my Guilty Gear Strive pool, she did pretty well. I think she ran everything up to winner's bracket too. Like she didn't hold that one off or anything. And then I ran as many matches as I could until I think I made it to losers semis. Yeah, I made it to losers semis, and then I got knocked out there. So I think I went 2-2 in both of my games that I actually cared for main EVO. Side tournaments, second day, ran a lot better because, again, ran by the players. Marvel 3 was ran by Abigen, and BB Tag was run by Hashimo. And, I mean, they had some help, but, like, even though, like, BB Tag started a little bit later, and Marvel 3 was only single limb, they were still better tournament experiences than the main. But I didn't get it as badly as some of other people did, so. For me, it was alright. Not the worst. I think it was worse when I went back in 2019 when they had no DLC on BB Tag, and I was trying to tell them, tournament's about to start, and you guys don't have any DLC on here. Half the characters in this game are DLC characters. And I was just like, uh-oh, they're busting out the LAN cables and PSN cards. I will not forget that. That was hilarious and funny at the same time. But at least in that game, they DQ'd sooner. They DQ'd way sooner. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. It was just like, all right, gonna call names. Where is the characters? I was just like, uh-oh. But it was also, yeah. But yeah. Other than that, aside from the tournament experience itself, I mean, you probably may have heard from other people. I feel like there was a lack of things to do outside of the tournament itself. Like, because they did have, like, Sony booths. They did have Tekken 8 there playable, but only for people who got in. So that was a double-edged sword. So, like, for the fact of not knowing that I couldn't play it, I wasn't inclined on watching. Like, people play on the side. Even though I knew people who were playing, I was like, I don't want to, If I can't play it, why should I be watching? So yeah, 2022 regular EVO, yeah, that was probably one of the better ran EVOs, because so much of it had activities for non-tournament players. Say you went to EVO Japan just for, well, EVO Japan. You have to take the Eureka Mome line, which it is in Tokyo, but it's in that part of Tokyo called Odaiba, where it's kind of like not necessarily cut off from the main part of the city, but it's this dedicated line that takes you to these like little man-made parts of, well, Tokyo. So it's like surrounded by water, and so the Eureka Mome goes through all of them, and Big Sight is one of the later parts of that subway line. And so you have it takes a bit of a time to get there. Like, so you transfer from like the Toyosu or Hibiya line, whatever. That's in Ginza, I believe. And then you take the Eureka Mome. And so Big Sight is one of the later ones, so it takes a while to get there. It is a nice location, don't get me wrong on that. But aside from the tournament games, literally there's just the Sony booth. There was one like sponsored booth. I think they were like an artist of sorts. They didn't have the side, like they did have a side tournament cabinet or game cabinets on the first day, but the tournaments on sides were more apparent on the second day because they had whiteboards signal or kind of trying to promote each of the side games, and those went pretty smoothly for what for being Japanese tournaments. What would I recommend for next time? Yeah, the arcade at the EVO 2022 was pretty cool. I didn't even bother with the fighting games. I just played DDR. I was like, yeah, this is cool. Free play on A20. I'm down for that. Yeah, at regular EVO, there was one cool thing. Every time we exited the entrance part of the like the floor, so there's the escalator. Oh, before the escalators, there's an entrance where they would take your temperature. No one really cared, but they would still take it anyways, and they would give you a grab bag of some pamphlets, and I mean the pamphlets were some ads and stuff, but in there were also one protein bar and one IN jelly. It's a flavor energy jelly, and every time you walked back in, you would get a new bag. So I didn't abuse it too much, but I used it to hoard some of the goodies. So that was kind of fun. I learned that there were 4 different protein bar flavors. Asahi protein bars. They were good. They were all good. So I didn't need to worry so much about loading up on snacks. Though I did eat at the venue a couple times, just very lightly because we had dinner plans. Hopefully they maintain it better next year. But yeah, that was actually one of my more preferable likes of the freebie goodies. There were free snacks in there, so that was good. Didn't bother with the last day, like finals day, and I'm kind of glad because I mean it gave us another day to explore Tokyo. That's another thing. If I were to make a tweet about it, it would have been like, if you're gonna go for EVO Japan, stay for the Japan, the EVO part's extra. It's like you should not dedicate a whole vacation just for the EVO part of EVO Japan. You should really be there for Japan. So if you did that, you might have screwed up. But if you were like me and actually planned vacation around it, then you had a good time. So I didn't attend 2020 EVO. I wish I did. EVO Japan, I'm sorry. Where they did have BB Tag on the main roster. But I remember my experience from 2019, and it was a somewhat a similar experience. Though I don't remember pools being poorly ran in 2019. If anything, they were ran well enough to make it through. But I do also remember it was one giant bracket. Yeah. Yeah. So, unless they make some serious changes to the organization, definitely go for Japan. The EVO part is extra. monitors were fine actually too. The in-zone monitors, they were the same monitors they had at EVO, but I didn't play any games on mainstream, so whatever setting they had on that, I had no say on that. But I'll believe what they said. If they said that, if even Rick the Hado said that they had to make adjustments to it in response to Punk's tweets, then yeah, that's how you know it needed some adjustment. What else to say about EVO Japan? Side tournaments were good. Snack bags were good. Merch was alright. I actually, on the first day of EVO, I forgot to bring my big bills with me. But there honestly wasn't really much I wanted. There was only one thing I wanted, and it was sold out by the second day. It was just, I like collecting, what are they? Cloths. They could either be used as hand towels, or if you see, like, back there, my new Thor one. It's about that size. It was a Sanwo one. It was a Sanwo theme one that was only, like, 400 yen. So that was, like, less than $3. I was like, damn, that would have been nice to have, but it was sold out. So I was like, well, because I didn't need to buy anything from the convention, so that made me feel better. But, yeah, there really wasn't that much worth buying. Hey, you got a free KOF shirt. Renting KOF, that was cool. Anything else I could think of for content purposes? Announcements, that's to be expected. If they plan on making Tekken, if they plan on having Tekken 8 there at the events, I really want it to be playable. I'll wait in the line maybe once or twice. Let more people play it instead of closing it off, because then it's just like, what's the point? What's the point of having it there just to wiggle it in front of our faces? And I mean, I want to be excited about the game, and I am, but it should have been playable to more people. That was a real bummer. Good songs. Can I say anything else that's good? Oh yeah, of course. I mean, he has every right to. If it's his job to play well, I guess it should, like, he could be more eloquent in his delivery, but of course, if you're gonna complain about something, it has to get the point across, and well enough it did. But yeah, at least there were reveal trailers for most of the games. Nothing for SF6, we already know what's going on with 6. King of Fighters, good. Tekken 8, good. Stripe stuff, alright, to be expected. I don't know about that one. If they smell, they smell. It's just, at least it didn't call anyone out by name. I am on the Punk bandwagon on his support. Okay, I'm not saying he's an angel or anything, but what he does say sometimes has some should have some weight to it. It's just, Twitter is a space where if you say something that you probably don't think about the repercussions of, oh yeah, totally, it's gonna kind of bite you in the butt. I try not to do any of that type of deal on Twitter, at least. If I want to make it a big deal, I'll make sure it's around the right people. But it was, I mean, it made the weekend interesting, you know? Seeing all those things transpire and not having to be a part of that. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's always some good discussion points. I'm not saying EVO Japan was my worst tournament experience, but totally not one of my better ones. Again, I was there for Japan, not EVO. So I just tried to enjoy the parts that I knew I could. And, I was able to walk away not so disappointed. If I had done better in tournaments and then really, was invested in everything the way things were ran, then maybe I would have been more upset. But I didn't make it far in any of the games that I played in, so I wasn't too worried. I did okay, though. I did okay in at least my main games. and even the side tournament games. Like I didn't beat my opponents in my side games, but they were good games, and those were ran well. But yeah, snack bags were good. The venue was okay too. There was like a dog show. What is it? Dog show. I don't know if it was a dog show. It was a dog show. I'm not sure if it was a competition though. Happening at the same time as EVO, and it was on the opposite end. There were dogs in cages, and their owners are taking them and trying not pooping on the big site. I think there was actually even a 7-Eleven expo going on, like a headquarters expo, because 7-Eleven's more popular in Japan than it is in the US. Yeah. Look at that Beatmania machine. Cool. But yeah, I'm trying to get back to my regular streams. I don't know if I might do something tomorrow, maybe some DDR, maybe the day after. I gotta get back onto my regular exercise because all I did at EVO was eat. I would squeeze in DDR wherever I could. So that was good cardio, but as far as strength went, the most strength I had to put in was when I had to lift our luggages down the steps. That was a pain. When there was no elevator, I had to since I'm the strongest one in the group, I would bring down luggages, maybe 2 at a time, while the other guys waited with them. So it was a fun time though. Really good 2 weeks to have off. I'm still off. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I can't think of. I mean, I'm active on Twitter, and it's really got a bag of everything. I feel like we've had the discussion before. Oh, my bad. Those run automatically, and that's the only way this channel will run itself in terms of funds or whatever. Eventually, when I have to get paid out eventually. If anything, ESLs actually pay more than my regular streams do, so unless I ever take off in something, then running off ads will be the way. Also, I wasn't intending on streaming for so long today anyways. Not bad. But a bit more about Twitter. Because it's so you can be so vocal on Twitter and many audiences can hear you. I get it, there's some toxicity on Twitter. It's just, of course, you can choose what you want to see and don't see. So if something ever really bothers you, you can have them on mute or block. Sometimes if I know that there are people who just retweet stuff without posting media, I either 1, don't follow them, or 2, block them. Or it's a 3-stage process. First, I'll mute their tweets. Secondly, I will not follow them, and thirdly, I will block them. It goes in that order. If you don't want to see anything that's gonna bother you, especially at work, make sure you turn off the retweets. Okay, turning off the retweets is rule 1. That way you don't see everything. You can still follow them. If you still follow them, but they want to post something extremely lewd, you won't see nearly as many of it. Turn off the retweets. So yeah. Okay, for real though, this is it. It's time to go to bed and try to adjust. I'm not too jet lagged, but I did nap a few times today, so. Anyways, we'll talk more about Japan some other time when you pop in. Okay? Anyways, hope you have a good evening. I'm out of here, and take good care of yourself.